Facebook.com/Art of Patti Ramos. Actually, this is the first time I'm performing something this year. So, pardon me for being, a little nervous tonight. But I'm gonna start off with something I only read once before. It's called War on My Mother. And it may not, it's a semi-true story. It goes like this. My periodic purges were 30-minute windows I cracked open every 3 or so months to let out some good old salt water steam. I was used to treating these crying moments like dirty little secrets, tears like guerrilla fighters careening down this face made of earth. Rare lamentations were loaves of bread, and my mother was the Javert to my Valjean, the inspector to my fugitive. See, I never dared weep in front of her until this one night I couldn't find a better place to purge. So she saw me, fragile and stripped of all the rigor she had ever swaddled me in, and sharply snapped at me to stop. Her voice sounded like the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Her voice was a thunderclap catalyst, a gunshot. So the very first time I decided to piss my mother off on purpose, I was 19 years old. I believed I had nothing left to lose. That same night, I, daughter, rebel, arsonist, marched up to her nation, calm as a new and empty apartment, devoid of anything that felt like I were home. Lit her up with a matchbox mouth. My mother's eyes were wide and furious and so much on fire. I knew them so well. I've seen them countless times before. And with every query mocking, I laid down this declaration of war. The morning after she told me to leave her house, I had stuffed in a backpack 4 days worth of clothes, a single pair of shoes, and this tiny bar of soap I would use to wash away from me any trace of her as I possibly could. I only resisted losing more than half of everything I owned by convincing myself that what she had bought for me was already mine. In my phone was a list of things I had planned on doing as soon as I had run away. 1. Look for a new place. 2. Get a job. 3. File for a tuition discount. 4. Live at my grandparents' house just across the street. My maternal grandparents. Deep down, I knew this war was only a cold one. I shunned her, but never dared to see her take out her machine gun speech again. This was not bohemian living in gasoline car parks among firearm friends with their smoking lips and this 30-year-old stovetop boyfriend I never told my parents about. This war was having to kiss her again and contrive our peace at church. This war was sneaking bats into her house whenever I could. This war was a tantrum, and she of all people had seen tantrums thrown countless times before. My mother too, of all people, had done this herself before. Everywhere I went, she was there waiting. It frightened me to know that I was bound by the chain. It was 2 days of staring down the casualties between us when she decided that yelling over to my side of the ravine was the way to mend it. She broke the silence and called to tell me, "Come home. Classes have been suspended." As if nothing had ever happened between the two of us. Sorries, after all, are for the weak. And the daughter weak is a daughter she did not raise. She ticked away at the ice on my shoulder, and when I witnessed the trays of gelatin she had concocted, no, that was impossible. She had no time to cook anymore, but there they were. And there she was. I smelled the coffee wafting in the kitchen air. I realized her flag was as white as the milk in her coffee jelly, and my peace treaty was a plate of nachos, which were her favorite snack. I slept in their house that night again. It felt like I were crawling back into her womb, nestled into her arms, refrigerator doors, spiders den. The world smelled like a fire extinguisher. She chuckled like a winner. In one hand, she holds phantom limb dangling from my belly button, the chain. It rattled with her laughter. I do not know if this is ceasefire. I don't know if I had just started this war, or if it started as soon as I exited her body to exist. Perhaps one time I'll take out my matchbox mouth and have the chance to set fire to her eyes once again. Until then, I'll have a cup of coffee jelly, please.